Hey everyone. In this video, I want to talk to you about why you shouldn't love other people unconditionally. Now, I know for some of you that's going to sound like blasphemy if you were raised believing that ideal form of love where both partners should love each other unconditionally from the very beginning of the relationship. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's actually pretty unhealthy. You could even pretty much label that form of love as being toxic. Because when two people come together and love each other unconditionally from the very beginning, you could easily ignore other people's faults, and with that, you could ignore red flags or even them mistreating you. This is really bad because you want to be aware of red flags. I'm sure a lot of you out there have known that, or have even experienced, where when you ignore somebody's red flag and you know it's there, but you choose to sweep it under the rug, you know it ends up coming back and biting you in the butt. So you don't want to love other people unconditionally from the very beginning, because unconditional love pretty much means you accept them exactly as they are, flaws and all. But if they have some flagrant flaws, or flaws that involve mistreating other people and being toxic, that's not good. You do not want to give other people your love unconditionally. You should have certain requirements that the person should meet before you get to that point. So a healthy relationship will be two people coming together, taking however long they need to get to know each other, getting past that honeymoon phase, and then once they actually have a good idea of who the other person is, then deciding to give that person their unconditional love. But you don't want to do it from the very beginning, because you could ignore so many horrible things about them. And I understand that a lot of us, we fall into lust, and in that phase we like to kind of idealize our partner and pretend that they're way better than they are. You guys know what I'm talking about. That's why I'm laughing here. We've all done that. We've all put somebody on a pedestal and then realized that they actually, rather than being up here, they're more like down here. So it's a bad thing to do. You do not want to idealize your partner and then give them your unconditional love because you believe that they're up here when that's not the reality. It's all about getting a good idea of who your partner is first before you decide to love them unconditionally. And that will take time. It truly will. A lot of people like to believe that you can get to know someone in a short amount of time, but that's just not possible. You can't fully get to know someone ever, truly, but to get to know them well takes time. It doesn't happen in 3 months or 6 months even. I would say it almost takes a year or a few years before you can have a good idea of who someone is. Especially when it comes to people who are narcissistic or exhibit other toxic traits. Those people, manipulative people, they're going to know that they aren't the way that they're presenting themselves to be to you. They're going to pretend to be someone they're not, someone better. So if you decide to love someone like that unconditionally from the beginning, they're going to take advantage of you. That's why you need to give somebody time for their true character to emerge. For most people, that's probably around the 3-month mark, maybe 6 months. By a year, for sure, you should have a good idea of who they are. By then, the real version of them should come out. And you can usually kind of make this process happen quicker if you're honest and authentic yourself. That usually creates a safe space for the other person to reciprocate in the same way. Although if they're narcissistic or manipulative or toxic, they may continue to hide their true self for a long time. So it's always important to pay attention to people's actions to get a good idea of who they really are, rather than listening to their words. Anybody can be poetic, but people's actions will betray who they really are. So once you get to know someone well and you know that they truly care about you and they'd be willing to make sacrifices for you and they want to keep you as a part of their life, then you can start slowly giving them your love unconditionally. But otherwise, leave unconditional love for your family, your incredibly close friends, and your pets. For other people, make them earn that unconditional love, because you shouldn't just hand it out to anyone. Otherwise, people can take advantage of you, and you do not want that. So it's okay for your love to come with requirements. That's not a bad thing. It doesn't make you selfish, and it's not toxic. It saves you and makes it so that you can actually be happier in the long run. Anyway, I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci!